Well, happening today, record spending on the way as the feds preparing to table the 2021 federal budget. By the way, the first fiscal blueprint in 2 years. So what can we expect? Let's head to Ottawa now. City News Parliament Hill Bureau Chief Cormac Mac Sweeny joins us live now. Good morning to you, Cormac.
Good morning, Mel.
Okay, so this is going to be a big day, and no surprise, the focus here will be a lot of this pandemic spending, some of it on recovery, some of it to address what we need right now. So where do we begin? Childcare. I know a lot of eyes on this one.
Yeah, this will be the centerpiece of the budget, of course, a national child care plan. The government's been hinting at this for some time. We are expecting that we will get the foundations of a national child care plan, but it won't be immediate. There still has to be some details worked out with the provinces. I'm told that it could be within 2 years that we could actually see the results. So, if you have a kid about to go into kindergarten, you're probably not going to see the benefits of this, but maybe you had a pandemic baby, and that's probably where you're going to see some of the benefits moving forward. But this is a big deal. Governments have been promising national child care for a long time, and this government says that it's finally going to follow through on this. We'll see what the plan is later today. There's also going to be some money for affordable housing, pandemic emergency supports. We're still in this pandemic. We're in the midst of the third wave. This is probably going to continue until the summer. So the government says, since we're still going through this, I'm told by a government source that we're going to see some of the main emergency supports extended until the fall. And then also getting Canadians back to work is going to be another big thing. I'm told by a government source that the budget will contain a new hiring incentive for businesses to try and get them hiring as they look to reopen and expand as the economy recovers. And there will be targeted supports for those who are hit hardest by job losses. We're talking about marginalized Canadians, women, and young people who were really hit hard. So those are some of the main issues that we're expecting to see out of the budget. Of course, there's a whole lot more.
Cormac, some of the criticism is the ballooning deficit that it's inevitable. It's going to happen. But is that fair to look at the deficit being so massive when we do have some major issues we need to look at?
Well, there have been polls to show that Canadians don't really care about the deficit right now. They are focused on this emergency support that they need at this time. They understand the spending that was needed to get us through this pandemic. Moving forward, though, some of those polls also show that Canadians do want some sort of blueprint to get out of the deficit spending. I am told, however, don't expect some sort of target date out of this budget to get out of deficit, to be back in the black in the federal books. There will be declines in the short-term forecast over the next 5 years. The deficit will be on its way down, but there will be no target date for getting back to blacks. A lot of economists as well say that the deficit, depending on what level it is not the biggest issue. Really, it's a lot of the other economic numbers and the performance of the economy that matters most. So we'll see what this is going to be moving forward. Opposition parties like the Conservatives say that they want to see some sort of plan back to black, and so I think that will be a sticky political issue moving forward.
It'll be an interesting one to watch. Chrystia Freeland delivering her first federal budget for sure. So I do want to ask you this question. The story prior to you was about the federal assistance being provided to provinces like Ontario that need it right now with COVID-19 relief. And the big question is, will it be enough? And did it come at the right time? What's your take on that?
Well, we're still waiting for a lot of the details from the government about exactly how many healthcare workers they're going to be sending. They're promising workers from across several departments that they're mobilizing, ready to send to Ontario. They're in talks with other provinces. Of course, you heard from Premier Doug Ford that he's been reaching out to other provinces. A lot of them, BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Quebec, have said, no, we've got our own problems to deal with. We're not going to be sending them your way. The federal assistance has always been there. The Prime Minister has not been shy to say any province that needs anything, just ask. We'll be here for help. The province of Ontario hasn't really asked for that federal help up until this point that we've seen. And the feds say that they're going to offer it. A statement from the Ontario Health Minister says that they're grateful for this federal support. So we'll see how this plays out. There's still an outstanding question of the Red Cross vaccination effort. The federal government offered that. Ontario rejected it. The feds say it's still on the table. The reason why some experts say that's important is because who's giving out the vaccines right now? It's a lot of nurses and doctors. If we get the Red Cross in to help, that could free them up to do other healthcare, help out in other ways with the healthcare system, which is really strained right now due to the record levels of hospitalizations and ICU admissions.
Yeah, a lot to consider there. And what will be interesting, too, is now that the Prime Minister is eligible for a vaccine via AstraZeneca, I wonder if he's going to be doing a photo op at some point sometime soon? Because he would be eligible, right? At 49, is he?
Exactly.
Okay.
He's always said that he will wait his turn in line. So when they call him, he will listen to the call and go like every other Canadian in his age group. He's also talked at length about how the AstraZeneca shot is safe for Canadians. And so we've seen a lot of politicians, I believe, including Minister Elliott in Ontario, taking the AZ shot to show Canadians that it's safe. I wonder if the Prime Minister will lead by example as well and get the AZ shot. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
For sure. Sorry, I threw that one in there. You weren't expecting that one at all, but it got us thinking.
A problem.
All right, Cormac, as always.
Roll with the punches,
yeah,
right?
You got it. Always nice to speak to you. Thank you so much.
Anytime, Mel.
7:12 is your time right now, Sid. We're going this way to you. Good morning.